Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, you look pretty good.
I think I do.
You got your pick this time if you want to actually try to get your hair done.
You guys see the pick, all right? I'm not a pretty Ricky, but I'm gonna
Count down.
do what I can.
5, 4, 3, 2.
2.
We roll.
How are we rolling? Okay. How's everybody doing? And welcome back to another episode of Don't Just Get Up, Wake Up with your boy Zodog. It is lovely for you guys to be back to join me. You guys could have been anywhere in the world, but you guys chose to be here with me tonight. So thank you for that. Give yourselves a round of applause. Give yourself a round of applauses. I don't think there's going to be a long address to the nation, but it's been a few days or a few weeks since I've actually showed my pretty presence to you guys. And it's always good to be back in the Zoe's Oval Office to address the nation because there's a lot of shit going on in the world and it literally sickens me. All right, it really does. I mean, the world is going to shits. The downfall of P. Diddy, that's on Tubi. Now you just seeing all of our celebrities that we worshipped and idolized back in the day that were our role models and we wanted to inspire to be like them are turning out to be the foulest people that we couldn't even fathom that they would be turning into. All right? You guys already know the allegations against P. Diddy. It's up to you guys to decide, but I'm still a music head, you know what I mean? Even though I don't participate in music as much as I used to, my frequency is rising higher. I don't subscribe to low frequency music. I just don't do. I mean, don't get me wrong. My mind is mature enough and I'm with God always. So I can listen to the music and know not to let that influence me. There's a lot of Plato-minded people out here that listen to music and get inspired by it and manipulated by it. And they're definitely dancing on the Pinocchio strings. It's pure Geppetto play, you know what I mean? They don't know how to discern music from real life. And sometimes music has a lot of real life influences that inspired that artist to make that song that gravitates to individuals like you, me. And that's a very powerful force. I mean, music is the only entity that can enter our bodies, all of our bodies, without our permission. Okay, you guys can do further research on that, but just for instance, if you're in the mall and you're just walking, just walking, and you walk past a Foot Locker that's playing Young Jeezy song, whatever the song may be, you just walk past it real quick and you hear that beat and that music, and then some reason randomly throughout the day that beat is just, it's on a constant loop in your head. It just pops up whenever it wants to. You're like, man, why am I thinking about this song? And it just stays with you. That's the power of music. But to wrap this up, I just believe the world needs a cleansing or something. Have you guys seen the movie Idiocracy from back in the day? With one of the Wilson brothers in it? And, oh man, I forgot what his name is. Thrax or whatever his name is that used to be on the show. Ashton Kutcher, Punked. He's in there. There's a lot of people in there. Terry Crews. It's a movie that talks about the future America, how dumb we've all became. We're just like cavemen. We're just so used to watching our TVs and our phones that all of our intelligences just went out the window. And all we are entertained by is the low frequency entertainment that is provided. Just dumb comedy slapstick shit. You don't use your own common sense no more. You became desensitized to death, rape, all types of stuff. You just laugh at it now. That's one of the greatest tricks of the devil. Because you can see the devil's running all the industry right now, just everything. You can tell the devil's greatest trick is to make you laugh at something that we know that we're not supposed to laugh at. But in all these movies and shows and music videos, they make it in a comedic form that we laugh at it. And that's the first way the devil gets us closer to him, is by providing all these scenarios that in real life we would not laugh at someone getting shot or killed or tripping and breaking their neck, falling down the steps. But in this age, we laugh at that shit. Those are the top videos on all of our timelines that are trending. Someone hurting themselves, someone getting embarrassed, someone getting screamed at, people fighting in their community, someone getting clotheslined in a convenience store, a cashier getting pulled over the counter and getting beaten up. It's just like, that's all the topics that I and a lot of us seem to see on our timelines, or just on TV and movies general, and then throughout the music, that we became normalized to it. And it's crazy that we've came to this level now, that we are desensitized. We know what's going on, so I don't need to sit here and give you a litany of all the items that offends me. But I'm getting to a period in my life that I just cannot tolerate it anymore. Like I said, God's always with me, so I'm prepared to do what I must do to get through the dark tunnel to the light. So hopefully one day this planet will turn into a utopia and we can all work together in unison and in concert and praise God and work for the planet, not against the planet. But that's one day at a time. The main reason for me to make this video for the world, for all my chosen ones and the people that are just learning about life daily and all the self-development journey people. I welcome you guys. I welcome everybody. All right, there's no limits here. I got a guest, so I'm gonna go get that door real quick. I'll be right back. What is good? Appreciate that brief intermission. But yeah, that's one day at a time. I really would love to work in unison with the world, but like my stepmom loves to say, that's a pie in the sky dream, a pipe dream. Shout out to Marie out there, I love you. But that's how my frequency is nowadays. Like, there's just certain music, there's certain movies, there's certain things I just cannot even let penetrate through my aura. And if it does, like me and my boy were watching the other day, some TikTok videos, just like a compilation of TikTok videos of people all over the world filming either paranormal activity videos, matrix glitching videos, harmful videos, just conspiracy theory videos. That's the best way to put that in the category. And there's this one couple that was filming in their house. They're doing renovation, and they found a secret room behind their laundry room or whatever. The husband was all sliding the wall back, and the wife was all filming it. And then they walked into this room, and it literally looked like there was drains on the floor. There was like bars that looked like somebody was getting handcuffed to, and there was stains on the floor that looked like blood, but the wife and them were all very naive, and the husband was like, oh, hopefully there's rust or paint, hopefully it's not. If I see in a room that looked like Tony Soprano's torture room, I'm getting the fuck out of there, quick. So, long story short, I was watching that video. Normally I'm a rhino skin. I'm very tough skin when I see shit like that, and I can just dismiss it. But it was around 11 p.m. and I just didn't feel right. I literally just had to change the channel, change the frequency. I had to put on some Chef Ramsay, just so I can get my spirit right. One of my lady friends says, oh, I need to protect my spirit. I can't watch all that paranormal shit. I didn't understand it at the time, but I understand it now. And to wrap all this up, me saying all that is to say this. This world's very sick. Very sick. There's a lot of us that I see that are just zombies. They're not in tune with spirituality. They're bots. They're literally just tuned into the frequency that the elites has set in play ever since the Rockefellers changed the music frequency from 432 hertz that it's the natural frequency of the earth, to 400 frequency, which is just keeps you docile. Same thing Hitler did with providing the fluoride in the water at the concentration camps. So he can control everybody there, so they couldn't use their own common sense. It's a lot of research on that. Look it up about the effects of fluoride and something else I was talking about. But bottom line is the world's sick. I hope we can all find God. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I found God. I'm getting a lot closer to him because I was a devil running around here doing some fucked up shit with some fucked up people. And I thought I was cool, but I wasn't. I was a piece of shit. And so I'm getting better daily now at that. Some of my old tendencies love to creep in, which I refer to my left shoulder. That ain't right. But I rationalized it all these years. I was like, oh, well, it got me here. That's still fucking wrong. So I still got a lot to correction to do. This video is not even a, well, this video is to describe my my perspective of the world. And I am disgusted with a lot of the actions on here, but to be all honest, I was a participant in a lot of the negative, low frequency actions that still resonate to this day. So by me getting better daily allows me to do videos like this because I have no shame in my game and I can admit when I'm wrong and when I'm right. Or it's not even about a wrong or right thing, it's just about perspective and being transparent. So hopefully this resonates with people that are on a self-development journey and want to change their lives, finding a better relationship with God, and has the vision now to see what's been portrayed on our TV screens and our phones and our cartoons and our movies and our music videos and our politics. It's crazy. It literally, it's a shock to me because all these musicians, just to go back to that I really idolize, are turning out to be predators and SAers. I'm turning into the people that want to censor themselves on YouTube so the algorithm won't demonetize them. But no, for all these sexual assault deviants out here, like Cat Williams was talking about on the Shay Shay show, it's coming to light now. You see it going through Drake. I was entertained by just seeing Drake and Kendrick Lamar battling, right? A lot of us were, and I saw a lot of people jumping on the trendy wagon, having something to comment on it. It's cool because music has kind of been stagnant for a minute, and two Goliaths or David and Goliath going at it, that is entertaining. But then when Kendrick Lamar started throwing below the belt jabs at him and people started decoding and reading between the lines on what's going on, that was actually necessary too, because that exposed a lot about Drake and his camp and his affiliation with a lot of people that may have had some weird cases. Like they say in Cali, weird cases. If you have anything on your record about dealing with elderly people, kids, or women, you got a weird case, homie. You got a weird case. So that exposed a lot of that, and it exposed a lot of the inner linings and inner workings, the multiple facets of the music industry and how they operate. And now people are pulling out Clive Davis, affiliations with P. Diddy, and it's showing how the apprenticeship works. If you want power, you gotta do X, Y, Z. Or the people in the music or the movie industry, like I wanted to be an actor for a long time. I still will be, but I'll go a different route. You heard of the casting couch. You know what that's all about? I thought it was all about talent, but now it's about talent and if you're willing to give up something. If you're willing to do something a little strange for some change. I'll keep my asshole tight. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping my lips only on the JJs. You know, on the JJs. And some titties. That's where my mouth is going. Praising God. But I ain't going that route. And my boy back in the day told me about some artists that had to bend over on the casting couch, and I thought he was crazy. But then when I'm slowly seeing everything get exposed, I had to call the man up. I was like, hey man, brother, you were right. You were right. I was wrong. I stand corrected. And like the Nickelodeon, Quiet on the Set, the dark side of kids I was dealing with Nickelodeon. Now it has to be exposed. I heard about it a few months ago, and I didn't know what it was until I actually looked it up. I was like, oh Christ, they're talking about these producers that was taking advantage of the kids. It's like, and that's what makes me upset. I'm seeing a lot of people that see this news to bring back Desensitized, and they're just going on with the day. Like, yeah, I heard about him raping that kid. It's all good, man. Put on more Kendrick Lamar. What the fuck's going on? What's going on with y'all? You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's how the devil got us. He's putting us all this shit that's in front of our face that's against the law, biblical law, and we're fine with it, carrying on our day. And just, I can't understand that. I just can't understand that. It's not even understand. I can't understand it. And a lot of y'all are guilty on that shit too. I did a lot of videos exposing a lot of shit that should have made your heart jump out your chest and you try to catch it and put it back in your shit. But you guys got the Uncle Phil face, unfazed. It's like ass. Y'all cats is unfazed. Y'all running with the devil and you don't even know it. He's passing y'all the baton every time. Like, here you go. Y'all riding with him. He says it's spiritual warfare going on to this day. Either you with the planet or against the planet. So you got to analyze your actions. All right. I know I may be bouncing around a little bit, but I was going to interview somebody that was running for a U.S. Congress. But the timing and schedule didn't allow that to happen. And some of these topics I was going to bring up. If that person was going to run for U.S. Congress, I'm tired of my damn self of seeing the same old patterns happening since I was born in 1981. And when I got conscious enough, I stayed with my mom in her room so she could make sure I was good, and she always had the news on. I was in the Oliver North days, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know about Oliver North, the contraband and them training. You already know about that. So I was listening to the news since then. And the politicians getting on the podium talking about the same shit. Are we going to help the homeless? We going to fix the schools? We going to give money to Democrats? We going to do X, Y, Z? And haven't done shit. The same play is getting played to this day, and it's 2024. The black community hasn't seen shit. The black agenda has been on the bottom of piles of paperwork. Because none of y'all give a shit about us. You don't. You just want to be associated with us. You want us to plead to you guys what we want. So you guys can take advantage of the black vote, which is still offensive to me. There's no other vote that's called, there's a white vote, there's an Indian vote, there's an Asian vote, there's an Australian vote. There's only the black vote, which tells you something. It's foul. It's fucked up. So I was going to address that. Like, what are you going to do differently than these other politicians that's been smiling in our face and saying, oh, we got you, we got you, we got you. Remember Joe Biden's ass with him and Charlemagne? If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. He said that shit. He said it proudly. And I was offended by that shit, but I was like, shit, the way this society's running, we gave him the pass to even say that shit. We let him say it. And he said it smiling. We gave him the pass to say that shit. And we giving all these politicians the pass to keep on disrespecting us. Every time you cast a vote, however you do it, you giving them the authorization to fuck you, to put you further behind the 8 ball. Put you further behind the generational wealth, put you further in the systemic racism algorithm, put you further in the rhythm of redlining, put you further in the rhythm, when I say rhythm, I mean algorithm, of going to a bank and getting denied happily. Or they play with your emotions. Hey, Mr. Hayes, go sit in that back room. And the back room looks nice. You got donuts and coffee and the seats are all nice and plush. You're like, shit, I'm about to get approved. And they come back with 4 people and look at you. Look at you and say, hey, Mr. Hayes, you know what? We can't help you. Go to another bank so they can tell you the same thing, but in different rhetoric. You know how many banks I've been hopping around? How many applications I'm online? Denied. Because I'm what I am. Not all black folks get denied. I get you. I get you. I get you. And I'll leave it at that, all right? Some people are fortunate, maybe more karma, but we know what it is. It's systemic racism, all right? They want to keep you at the bottom of the crab bucket as long as possible so they can have a reason to utilize and manipulate you even further. Oh, you need help in this area, but I'm running for I'm running for a politician, whatever your position may be, and I can possibly help you with that. And then you get some form of belief. Okay, you can help me, Mr. Miller. Yeah, I can, man. Just allow me to boom, boom, boom. But they don't tell you the real game. You need to hire lobbyists. You need to know people within the system. You need to pay people money. You need to pay lawyers. It's a business. Okay, and I thought it was just about voting. Nah, this is about business, structure, how everything's positioned, how it's going to be ran. Because these people want to rerun for that same position 4 years later, maybe 8 years later. So they are the ones that create the solution. We said there's a term for this. They create the problem, and at the same token, give you the solution. So you have no other choice but to go to them. That's called being a monopoly. Man, I wanted this video to be 5 minutes, but hey, God's telling me to talk to y'all. No one else, not many people, are saying this because they are bots. Alright? You talk to them, their eyes start to roll over, they grab their phone, they change the channel, they don't care what you gotta say. I do. So I love you guys. At the end of this, I got a clip of what I was watching, Downfall of Diddy. Just to hopefully resonate once again the world we're living in and the participation we're giving to these celebrities to continue their foul actions. Every time we dismiss their actions, say, no, Zoe, you crazy, or no, yada, yada, you crazy, they're innocent, you're allowing them more power because they made you boogie back in the day, you know what I'm saying? They made you get busy, they made you get some panties, they made you suck a dick, they made you do something that's too sentimental to your ass to see the truth. So every time you see Diddy, they think about all the 20 hits he had on MTV. You're like, you crazy. You crazy. Take that. You crazy. But that's the power of music. If someone says something for someone that I roll with, if someone says something about Billy Carlson or Rashad Jamal, I'm going to get my panties in a bunch. All right? I only wear panties on Wednesdays. Okay, so I'm going to get them bitches in a bunchies. But I got to sit back like, hold on. Wait a minute. They may have something that I just I'm too close to it. You know what I mean? I need to step back so I can actually see the whole picture. Sometimes it's too close to the frame, you just see the paint bristles. All right, you just see the paint bristle strokes. You need to step back to see that frame of the border. You need to see if that bitch is a legit wood or some super glue wood. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes we're just too close to it to see the whole perspective. I've been guilty on that shit. But I'm here to let you know that, hey, you can stand corrected, man. Ego's out the way. I heard ego means easing God out. That's all ego means. You just pushing them away or pushing her away because you think you can handle it on your own. That's all ego means. I'm like, yes, that makes perfect sense. But I need all the help in the world, and I was perpetrating my puppy chest that I had this, and I didn't have shit. You know how many times I've been in jail and praying to mom and dad, hey, man, God, please let me out this bitch. And then you got your bunkmate right across staring at you, just looking at you, putting that Al Bundy hand slowly down his pants. What's going on here? That was a lie, but I had to paint that picture for you guys. He was licking his fingers, actually. I was like, get me out of this bitch. Not quick. I can't do that. And that was a lie, too, but I love doing that sometimes. Gotta paint the pictures. I never had that cell bunker looking at me strange, all right? He did look at me because I fucked up his cousin. And then they jumped me the next day. But hey, it happened. That's truth, okay? But nobody looking at me strange. You know what I'm saying? Because I would have hit the CO button because I would have fucked them up or got fucked up in the process. It's 50-50 like my dad said. There's only air and opportunity between us. So what's good? Or he said there's only air and fear between us. What's good? And I was like, I didn't understand it, but now I do. I'm not Superman. I can't whoop everybody's ass. But with God, I can. Or I get my ass whooped and get humbled. It happens. When I got jumped in jail, shit, the most humbling ever. But I was like, I'll never get jumped. You will if you don't keep your eyes on the prize. And I was stupid. I told my boy Alan this. I had the dude on the ground because he stole my Clementines when I was in court. was like, oh, I got you now. And I shouldn't have gave the villain speech. Why does all villains, right, when they're about to, make their plan come true, and then they gotta tell the protagonist what his whole plan was, instead of just hitting the right button or getting a helicopter or ladder just to drop and he just ascends in the air? Why does he always have to get a speech? My dumb ass gave the speech, and before I gave him 2 punches, 2 good ones, and all of a sudden I just felt these solid things on the back of my head, and then in my back, I was like, what the fuck's going on here? So I thought God was creating extra arms so I can beat the shit out that cat. But I was getting my ass beat. Right? And then somebody stopped me, and then the whole thing was over once they saw some blood. I hit the corner of my fucking bed shit, and that shit started leaking me geeking, and then my boy grabbed me. I said my boy, but cool people. Grabbed me, and then the fight was over. I was like, man, I just can't let you jump my cousin or beat my cousin like that. And I was like, what the fuck? He stole my shit. And the next day we playing ball and shit. It was crazy. I mean, they all apologized and shit, but I should, just like Alan said, he's like, you should beat their ass. I was like, yeah, it's easy to say that when you're surrounded by like 30 goons looking like gorillas in tight ass tank tops. That's easy to say when you outside this situation, but you gotta do what you gotta do. But that was a humbling moment for me. It let me know I can't whoop everybody's ass, but I got jumped. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. There's no shame in my game. I love stuttering this one. I don't mind telling you guys what I've been through, because hopefully this will resonate with somebody down the road, and it can help them. It can stop them from walking in the bear trap. Okay? Don't worry about letting your pride stop you from making improvements. Like, I find myself nowadays a loner. I don't associate with many people. I literally have a handful of friends because I felt like an oddball. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm the one that was not blending in. I didn't know shit about sports. Just a lot of shit that's like seems like to be the staple of a lot of people's bonding. I was in the aliens. I was in entertainment, movies, comics. It's something that just triggered my brain to use my imagination, and like the other stuff, it seemed like it didn't stimulate me. I just was always a seeker for truth. Every time someone told me something in my gut was like, do a little further explanation. Like, I was like that since kindergarten. I was always going against the system. I got a lot of spankings in Navasset Area Christian School because me and Chuck would always be the ones speaking our mind. And Randy Brown. Yeah, what's up, Randy Brown? Yeah, you, me and Chuck always there. We're in that office looking at each other like, God damn it, who wore the pajamas this time? We started wearing pajamas when they brought that paddle. I was doing corporate punishment days. Let me wrap it up, man. The world's sick. God's back. Ever since April 8th, you see the solar flares coming closer to the Earth. We're getting our powers. We're getting our intelligence back. The matrix is crumbling. The frequencies are finally touching our God bodies and aligning us with the frequencies we need to be aligned to, so we can have this planet work the way it was meant to before these evil forces manipulated it. Did a lot of things, but that's for another time and that's another topic for another time. I just hope you guys can see what's going on. And I highly suggest you guys start loving yourselves. I highly suggest stop giving all your energy to people that don't give a shit about you. That could be, you take that for how you take it. I'm taking that as for celebrities, politicians. You know, there's some good politicians out here. There's some good artists out here, okay? I don't mean to blanket statement shit, but the ones with major influence that I can see them doing positive for the community, and a lot of other people like me can see these celebrities in high positions with a lot of power and influence can do a lot for their communities, but they're not. That is my major problem, and that's when you can tell that they assigned an agenda to only do certain things. You can see the agendas that they are pushing, and then you can see the other people's agendas that align up with that artist's agenda, and then you can tell that they're in concert with each other. So it's all about business. They don't give a shit about you or me. Okay? There are people out here that do give a shit about you and me, but those are not the ones that are in this discussion. The ones that are in this discussion is making the fabric of the universe sick. It's crippling us as a nation. We're becoming more in tune with technology than relying on our next door neighbors or your family and friends. That's the true fabric of this universe. But this may sound like alien language to you guys, but one day, hopefully this will all make sense. But thank you guys once again for tuning in to another episode of Zoe's educational show and yada yada. I can say that too. And also welcome back to 2024. And don't just get up, wake ya. With your boy Zoe Dog. Take care. All right.
He refused. Cassie also claimed near the end of their relationship, Diddy forced his way into her home and raped her.
Where's the world coming to?